I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
The song itself is just, the melody is perfect and the lyrics.
He was enjoying himself. Arizona Biltmore, a spa and resort. He was by the pool.
But he was very nervous about it. And he tended to be nervous about a lot of his best songs.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas just like the ones I used to know. If you just start with that, it's like poetry.
There were birds chirping, the sun was shining, the palm trees were, and he wrote it as a satire.
My father sang White Christmas to Bing Crosby, tried it out on Bing Crosby, so to speak, and Bing Crosby turned to my father when he had finished and said, "I don't think you have to worry about that song."
I mean, people forget that the verse, which is not sung very often, places the song in Los Angeles because it's about dreaming of a white Christmas.
And here I am in Beverly Hills, LA, and the sun is shining and it's Christmas and I'm dreaming of well, I don't know for sure if it was Crosby, but somebody said, kill the verse.
To me, the amusing thing about it is that the verse about this guy in Beverly Hills who would like to be up north, it's gone from the song. My elder sister thinks that my father was homesick because he spent this Christmas of, I think, 1938 away from us. He had to work in Hollywood, and we were in New York. And that's the story around this home film that we made for him, because he had dinner with an old friend of his who was a movie producer. And he said, "Oh, Irving, I'm sorry to bore you, but I have to look at this clip. Do you mind coming into the projection room with me?" And so he came into the projection room, and there we were.
Merry Christmas, Daddy! Do you miss Mama and us, Daddy? Do you miss me, Daddy? Don't laugh, Daddy. We really miss you.
The wonderful thing about Irving Berlin is he got into America's DNA. Not only because he was a man who cared deeply about our country, but because he was a man who understood when people really were at high emotions, they communicated simply.
Here was this immigrant who didn't even speak English, comes to this country in the earlier part of the 20th century and assimilates everything he can possibly assimilate.
He seemed to be able to write any kind of a song. And when you heard that song, you didn't think, oh, that's an Irving Berlin song. But what you thought was, that's the best damn song I ever heard.
There's the wonderful comment that Jerome Kern, one of America's great composers in the early part of the 20th century, said about Irving Berlin, and his quote was, "Irving Berlin has no place in American music. Irving Berlin is American music."
My father only played in the key of F sharp, and therefore he, when he was very young and starting to write music, he bought secondhand a piano in which there was a lever underneath the keyboard and a pedal, and the pedal, a middle pedal on the piano, which would release the lever, and then you could push the keyboard to any key you wished, and you would still be playing in F sharp.
When Berlin composed, everything was in the key of F sharp. When he composed White Christmas, he was playing this. What he could do is he could move a lever on his piano so that even though he was playing the scale down here, what you would be hearing would be this.
when I watched Rosemary do that kind of a song, or I'll Be Home for Christmas, those kind of songs from the stage, her audience, her demographic of people that really were her age, went through World War II and people away from home. I think that there's so much right in there where people go to a place when they were dreaming of being home for Christmas or dreaming of a white Christmas.
The original recording of White Christmas by Bing Crosby, as he performed it in the movie Holiday Inn in 1942, is the largest selling recording of all time, clocking it at 100 million records, which is pretty extraordinary in anybody's book.
It is a song not about religion. It's not about Christmas, really, except in a more general way. It's about the way you feel.
It became this symbol of not just Christmas, but of an American life, of the nice part of the American life.
And it's not just the United States, it's also in England, where it's still on the top 40 every year on Christmas.
White Christmas has been recorded by virtually any popular singer who's ever been in a recording studio, ranging from Frank Sinatra to Ella Fitzgerald to Elvis Presley, Barbra Streisand, and even Twisted Sister.
I guess it's something that when you create something, it's like a painting. The artist doesn't know whether this will remain something that people are interested in looking at. And that song had that quality.
What a song.